5 secrets and theories you probably didn't know about part 2 of Wednesday Season 2. What's up, YouTube fam? I'm your host, Explainverse, and today we've got something really exciting lined up for you, so grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's dive right in. Honestly, at this point, it feels like one of the most shocking theories in the Wednesday universe has finally been confirmed. Even though the end of part 1 of Season 2 tried to throw us off with those preview shots, all signs now point to Wednesday Addams becoming the new master of the Hyde. And yes, everything suggests she'll be the one to tame this monster. Just look at this. In the previews we see Wednesday and her friend setting up what looks like a trap for Tyler, with Enid acting as bait. The Hyde takes it, falls straight into their ambush, and right then Wednesday steps forward, syringe in hand, ready to strike. Now here's the interesting part. Her face doesn't show hatred, not at all. Instead, she looks determined. It feels like she's about to control the Hyde in the same way Marilyn Thornhill, well, Laurel Gates, did back in Season 1. And if you look closely, that syringe is almost identical to the one Laurel used. But unlike Laurel, Wednesday doesn't need manipulation, because she and Tyler already share a connection. Let's not forget the series' own lore. Hydes can be tamed through chemistry, trauma, or hypnosis. And this syringe, it screams chemical induction. Meaning yes, this could be the confirmation that sooner or later, the Hyde will belong to Wednesday. There's even another preview moment. Wednesday and Tyler staring at each other with that same intensity. To me, it looks like by this point, Tyler may already be under her control. And let's not ignore the big twist. The mysterious woman locked away in Willow Hills Psychiatric Hospital who, thanks to the dubbing credits, we now know is Tyler's mom. That detail changes everything. Could it be that she herself asked Wednesday to save her son? Or maybe, just maybe, Wednesday decided on her own to tame the Hyde so Tyler could be reunited with his mother. If that's true, then we could be looking at a whole new path for Wednesday and Tyler's relationship going into Season 3. Some fans will hate that idea. Others will love it. But one thing's certain, this twist changes everything. Move on to one of the biggest questions about part 2 of Wednesday Season 2. Who is Lady Gaga going to play in this series? And it seems we finally know what character she'll portray. But first, we need to remember that, at the Tudum 2025 event, they gave us some details. They said she would play a legendary teacher at Nevermore Academy named Rosalind Redwood. But in an interview a few days ago, Jenna Ortega herself said the following, assuring through this dialogue that Gaga won't be a teacher at Nevermore Academy and that what we heard is wrong. That's a contradiction. Who do we believe? Obviously, sometimes production members tell these kinds of lies to confuse the audience, but, on the other hand, there's a theory that fits both stances, and I'll tell you about it now. Let's recall that in the latest trailer we heard a voice saying, "But I warn you, you'll have to pay the price," which, as we know, belongs to this artist. And what we need to highlight here is that her voice, Lady Gaga's voice, sounds like it's coming from beyond the grave. And there's the first clue. Now let's also remember that in the latest trailer we see Wednesday, Morticia, and Hester Frump performing some kind of spiritualist ritual, as if they were trying to communicate with the dead. What if, in this ritual, these women are actually summoning Rosalind Redwood, Lady Gaga's character? If this turns out to be true, it practically confirms that Lady Gaga will be a ghost or a specter, whatever you want to call it, summoned by these women. As you can see, these two stances would fit with this supposed character. Rosalind Redwood could appear to help Wednesday in her final battle, perhaps revealing secrets or unlocking her psychic powers, which is the most popular theory. But beware, in the trailer, she herself says, "But I warn you, you'll have to pay the price." So that makes us wonder, what will Wednesday have to pay? If you're still here, it means you didn't just watch, you truly enjoyed this video. So please, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Every click, every sub, keeps me motivated to work harder and bring you the very best content. Your support means the world to me. Let's keep this journey going together. Next up is a possible explanation. One of the biggest mysteries left by the latest trailer for part 2 of Wednesday Season 2 was undoubtedly Lady Gaga's voice with a clear warning, "You'll have to pay the price." If we assume the theory that says Lady Gaga will be a ghost summoned by Morticia, Hester, and Wednesday, as we see in this scene through this spiritualist ritual, that leaves us with the question, what's the price Wednesday will have to pay? I'm telling you, this will be an exchange. Maybe Wednesday will have to give something up for her powers to return. Maybe, although there are other explanations that could fit here too, the fact is she'll have to pay something. And the strongest theory about this is related to a body swap between Wednesday and Enid. And I know in some interviews they've hinted there won't be a body swap, but based on what we've seen of these characters, it seems like there might be. For example, this isn't Enid's face, it's too angry to be her. And these attitudes and expressions aren't Wednesday's, they're too exaggerated for her. And beyond that, the most obvious one, this scene where both fall at the same time as if something affected them. So yes, putting all this together, it would make sense that Rosalind's ghost, meaning Lady Gaga's character, helps this goth girl recover her powers. However, the cost of that help would be extremely high. As a consequence, she and Enid would end up swapping bodies. Now let's clarify something. This theory doesn't directly say the payment will be a body swap. It could rather be some kind of bolt or impulse that results in that body swap. If you ask me, the most likely thing is that the price to pay will be some kind of curse that Lady Gaga's ghost won't reveal exactly what it is, but Wednesday will accept it without knowing that said curse she'll have to endure to recover her powers will be swapping bodies with her best friend. At least that's what I think fits. Now tell me, does this theory convince you? Because I kinda think it does, I won't deny it. Fortunately, Wednesday meets Agnes this season, resolving another mystery from season 1. Who was Wednesday's stalker? At first we all thought the stalker and the Raven controller were the same person, but it's revealed that the stalker was Agnes DeMille, a girl with the ability to turn invisible, which is why Wednesday's psychic powers couldn't detect her. Agnes only wanted to play with Wednesday, kidnapping Enid and Bruno to make her solve riddles to rescue them. Throughout the season, Agnes is fascinated by Wednesday's actions, becoming her apprentice and a helpful ally in solving the Augustus Staunhurst case, especially now that Wednesday has lost her powers. Still, I don't fully trust Agnes. Her behavior feels off. This season, Pugsley became a recurring character, now a new student at Nevermore Academy, sharing a room with Eugene. Pugsley was one of the funniest characters, seemingly adopting the personality of his uncle Fester. By accident, Pugsley revives a student from a legend Ajax tells, a zombie named Slurp. Interestingly, every time Slurp eats brains, his physical appearance improves. Before eating Augustus Staunhurst's brain, his final victim, Slurp speaks, calling Augustus an old friend, suggesting they knew each other. This could be crucial for the second part, revealing more about the outcast experiments. In the trailer for part 2, Slurp looks much more human, and I think he'll continue to evolve, possibly regaining full consciousness. We have to talk about this character who, for now, is a mystery, but it's undeniable that little by little they've given us clues that he might be much more important than we think. I'm talking about the character Gideon Sterling, who we've only seen in a small photo on screen. In part 1 of season 2 of this series, we saw his face for the first time and learned, thanks to the news and, well, also Bianca, that Gideon is currently a fugitive from justice and is hiding from the FBI. Another thing we need to remember, and it's very important, is that this man is the leader of the morning song sect, or Melodia Diurna as it was called here in Latin America, that supposed spiritual movement that was actually a cult of manipulation and mind control, with its sole interest being to scam people and steal their money. As we know, this sect deeply marked the lives of Bianca and her mom, who were victims of its deceit for some time. We also learned that the only reason Gideon married Gabriel, Bianca's mom, was to exploit her siren powers. In the first part of the second season, we learned that Bianca seemingly rescued her mother from this sect, and she herself was the one who turned Gideon into the FBI. And something very important, it seems Gabriel, her mother, has more evidence incriminating this man and is afraid to reveal it. The FBI couldn't capture this man, but they did manage to dismantle part of Morning Song. There's a huge possibility we'll see Gideon Sterling in part 2 of season 2 of this series, facing off against Bianca, and maybe even Wednesday. With everything I've told you, many fans have created a very interesting theory that I'll share with you next. And trust me, it fits and might blow your mind. One of the theories that's been talked about the most lately regarding part 2 of Wednesday season 2 has to do with an unexpected connection. What if Barry Dort, the principal of Nevermore, is actually secretly working for Gideon Sterling? Yes, the leader of the Morning Song sect. And although at first it sounds far-fetched, we need to consider the storyline that part 1 of Wednesday season 2 has guided us through. It's not for nothing that we saw this scene when Bianca and Ajax were sneaking Bianca's mom into Nevermore Academy. And right there, they overhear a very mysterious conversation. Apparently, Barry Dort was talking to someone important. This man assured them they needed to be patient, and that their mission wouldn't fail. So coincidence? Many fans think not. Continuing with this theory, according to many fans, Barry Dort could be an infiltrator for Gideon, placed as principal to carry out a new scam plan. It's always been suspected that Barry Dort wants to steal money, especially with his insistence that Hester Frump, the wealthiest former student of Nevermore, donate money to the academy. It also makes sense why Barry Dort put so much pressure on Bianca, practically forcing her to manipulate people to raise more funds. And as we've seen in the trailers, it seems Bianca will indeed manage to manipulate Hester Frump into donating a huge fortune. Maybe Barry Dort is actually a member of Morningsong still working with Gideon on a scam to steal all the money at Nevermore's fundraising gala. I won't deny there's another theory that says Barry Dort could be Gideon Sterling because this man would be a shapeshifter. While it's an interesting idea, I don't think they'd go that far. But what do you think about all this? Does it convince you or not? What do you say? If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to Explainverse, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Your support keeps me going, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I breathe.